All right, here we are in December 2025, and this FuelSync thing, I'm going to talk all about it. Hit the like button. That can help my video get to the top of Google search results. And if you want to, comment down below with your favorite breakfast food, whatever you like to eat for breakfast. The reason why, the more engagement that I receive, the better my video looks to Google, YouTube, whatever, because I want to save people from this, because this is a fuel saver scam. And I'll tell you how I know that, because I've seen a lot of these fuel saver scams in the last few years. They finally came up with a new looking device, but this device they claim has a great Trustpilot score and is going to be this revolutionary thing. And it was used in the military, and you really have to try it. It's going to save you a ton on your fuel and all this sort of thing. Scammers are actively here in December 2025 marketing this in multiple languages to multiple countries on Meta, meaning Facebook and Instagram. And you can see here, Meta, Facebook and Instagram, allows and accepts money for scams. And they just do that. And they do it at a massive scale. Reuters recently reported that 15 billion scam ads are distributed every day on Meta's platforms. Now, Meta said, and a PR spokesperson sort of a thing in that Reuters report, they called it into question, saying it wasn't completely accurate, blah, 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 blah. I've been covering scams for a number of years now. I'm also a senior reporter on another website full time during the day. This is my personal YouTube channel. I can tell you I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of outright scams appearing in Facebook and Instagram ads, meaning that they are accepting money for scams and no one does anything about it. Not the FTC, no one. Apparently, if you're a mom and pop store and you participate in fraud and you try to help one fraudster, one criminal do something, you're probably going to get a knock at the door from law enforcement, FBI, whatever, right? But if you're a giant corporation like Meta, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you can do it thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So many times that's not even probably putting in the right perspective, and nothing's going to happen. For whatever reason. That's where we are today in America and the US. I don't know why, but that's what's going on. So this product, which you want to know more about, I'm sure, not so much about Meta. Check this out. There are these ads running. I just searched for FuelSync because I saw it going around in Google. And it says here, they laughed when I plugged in this tiny device, but when they watched me drive 400 miles without refueling, blah, 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 blah. So let's hit play on this video and watch part of it.
I spent $400 on fuel-saving gadgets until my Ford engineer friend exposed why post-2001 cars waste 40% of every tank by design. By the end of the month, I realized my mileage was worse than before. My truck was burning through tanks so fast, and that sinking feeling watching the gauge drop every morning, I was ready to just sell it for an electric car entirely. So
that guy they just showed, and any other people in this video who are talking potentially, looks like they might be deep fakes, meaning they never said these words from what I can tell, so don't think that they have any involvement. Their videos, their images have been stolen for this scam purpose, and Meta is allowing it. They want you to hit report ad, Meta does, in case you see an ad that might go against their policies, because they don't want to check ads up front to stop the ads from being shown to users, because that means that they wouldn't be able to collect the money, of course. That would have then, report that to investors. Hey, we made tens of billions of dollars in quarterly reported revenue. That's, again, the way things are these days in the US.
My friend Derek, who works as an engineer at Ford, said, "You got to try this." I almost laughed in his face. He pulled out what looked like a tiny plug-in device, nothing special.
It's like a Christmas light, right? Like a big blue Christmas light. And it looks like something that goes into like the cigarette lighter sort of a thing. If you plug something in that's not going to tell your car. It doesn't have the ability technologically to tell your car, hey, use less fuel. That's not how this works. Like, that's not how life works. There's an electricity saving device as well for homes that people claim works, that you plug it in. It's like a nightlight size sort of a thing. And it's going to save you on your utility bill, right? Up to 90% off. That's also a scam. I've held one of those in my hand. All that it does is light up green. That's all it does. It's really, it's crazy. I don't know. Let's keep going here.
Tiny plug-in device, nothing special about it, no engine modifications, no complicated installation panel. He handed it over and said, "Just plug this in for a week." I plugged it in, and right away, noticed the engine felt different, smoother somehow. But the real difference came 2 weeks later when I realized I hadn't refueled once and my gauge was still showing half full. No wasted gas, no fuel additives, no maintenance routine, no expensive tune-ups. I had to ask what this thing was. He smiled and said something that's going to put the whole gas station industry out of business. Now I was paying attention, and I'm telling you, FuelSync is nothing like any fuel saver you've used. This works totally differently. Here's what's actually happening. Every car built after 2001.
So he says every car built after 2001, because that basically is all of us, right? I mean, you might have like a classic car, one of you out there, but this is kind of like everyone. But they're making you feel special by telling you that you're in that group.
As hidden magnetic disruptors that scramble your fuel so only 60% burns while 40% wastes as fumes. The device overrides this using electromagnetic molecular realignment technology, originally made for military vehicle.
Yeah, okay, let's move on.
847.
These sorts of scam videos always claim the military was involved, but now it's available to the general public. And it's like, no, it's not. This is all scammy and not real. Let's watch this one.
The strange plug-in device is going viral across the United States after a Ford engineer's discovery stunned millions of truck owners nationwide. I wasted $450 on premium fuel additives last month that did absolutely nothing. By the end of the month...
Okay, it's like the same voice. And then I saw other videos. This is being advertised, marketed to different countries and different languages around the world. And again, Meta is the company that is apparently allowing this. Not apparently, they are, because they're accepting money for these ads. These ads are actively running. Look at all these ads as I just keep scrolling here. There's fuel-uk.com, which I'm assuming is targeting the UK. That then redirects to go to a different website. What else is there here? I think I saw one earlier when I was just glancing for Germany, .de, and we might see that here as well. Right here. You could see fuel-de.com, and there's, I can translate, but I don't need to. It's got the same sort of device here. They want you to plug it in, and they want people, I guess, in Germany or who speak German to buy it. So the scammers are really trying to get everyone to buy it. Because these fuel saver scams are pretty old. They've been going on for a number of years. They kind of look different every time they come out with a new one. And it's going to work. It's going to be this special chip or something that's going to somehow communicate with your car and tell it to use less fuel. And there are always going to be people in my comments that are like, did you try this? But sometimes whenever I look at scams, potential scams out there, I know for a fact that something is going to be a scam. Something that claims that it's going to save you a lot of money on your fuel and save fuel is what it's really claiming is way too good to be true. Just like an electricity saving device scam that claims, hey, 90% off your utility bill after you buy one of our products and plug it in your house. I mean, these sorts of scams, what they are, I'll just tell you, they take a very cheap device from AliExpress, Temu, whatever this one's doing. And then they jack the price up, give it a special name. Instead of it, on AliExpress or Temu, it might be just called fuel saving device. But then the scammers behind all this buy those up. They don't do anything. The products don't do anything helpful or effective. They give it a special name, FuelSync. They set up a bunch of marketing materials, whether they're images or videos, ads, websites, everything, and they try to sell a bunch of them at significantly jacked up prices. What they do, of course. That's what's happening with that. And look at all these ads. I mean, they're just from the last few days, over and over again, many iterations of different ads. Is this the same guy here? Let's hit play on this one right here.
Should the U.S. government ban this strange fuel-saving device forever? If you own a car made after 2001, you need to hear this. I never post stuff like this, but I had to share. My parents live 600 miles away. For 2 years, they barely visited their grandkids.
Okay, we need sob stories. We're getting into like my father this, my mother this, and all that kind of thing. And so what I'm seeing here is nothing new. I've seen this over and over again in the past. These fuel saver scams, they'll lead to websites like this. They claim, hey, Trustpilot, but it's not Trustpilot. It says TrustScore, but they use the Trustpilot green with the white stars. So they're trying to make you think Trustpilot has reviews for this, and they don't at all. You will not find anything under FuelSync, nor this website here, smartconsumerlivingtips.com, which is just one of a countless number of websites that look like they're going to, by the name, help you, smart consumer living tips, help you with different reviews for products. But really all it is, it's like a fake review website to prop up products that they're selling, of course. And it has, as seen on NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, USA Today, and Digital Journal, but it was never on those networks at all, or those publications. It claims here boosts mileage by up to 56% per tank. That's not true. It's just completely, all this is fabricated, made up. It's a very nice looking presentation. They want you to believe in it. They want you to buy one. They want you to plug it in, and they want you to think that it's working. You might even be like, I think it's working. Like, I think I got more mileage, and you don't know unless you're keeping track. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to help your car save money on fuel. And it's really unfortunate. I know I'm still going to get comments. Did you try this? Did you not review it? These, some scams, like I said, are just so obviously scams. And this is one of them. I mean, just it doesn't have, technology doesn't work this way. You don't buy something that then can tell your car use less fuel, but still perform at the same level you've always performed. This can't communicate with your car. It's just so frustrating because sometimes people ask me questions after I've covered things many times. And like, I'm trying to save you from a scam. And I know you want something like this to work, but it's just not going to work. This is the same sort of thing I see all the time. If an online offer seems too good to be true, what? It probably is. Here's the UK website. It goes to lavira-shop.com from the Fuel-UK thing. And then it also, I saw this one. This is one of the German ones. And it's got like a news headline thing here. And it's telling you to buy it. It's in German. This is an AI-generated image. It kind of looks like, for sure, the guy looks like AI. And just, I really hate to see people get scammed by this sort of thing. I couldn't find anything under that website name. Or like I said, if you just search for FuelSync, you will find nothing. Let's see here. See? Show all results. Is there anything? Nothing. So this is an ongoing scam. There are many different products, many different product names for this same sort of thing that tries to get people to fall for this. Some people might even plug it in and say, I think it worked last month, but like it didn't. People say the same thing about the electricity saving devices that they put around their house. Hey, my bill dropped last month. Well, that's because you use less energy. It's not because a product that does nothing did something. So I hope that my video has been helpful. Like, comment, subscribe. I really want to help everyone that I can stay away from every scam that I find. And that's why I'm making this video. Hit like, comment, subscribe. There's a join button down below. That's big. And there's a thanks button to the right of the thumbs up and thumbs down buttons. Thank you so much for watching.